Hi, I'm Robert Resch. Welcome to the Asurface Show, where we share useful information for architects and designers, general contractors, developers, and we're here today with Daniel Pagano. He's Director of Wood Operations at Asurface. Daniel, so for your new line, this is all white oak, correct?
Yes.
What wear layer did you choose for this series and why?
Well, we chose to have a 3 mm sawn cut wear layer, which is, when I say sawn cut, because there's different types of veneers. There's a rotary veneer, there's sawn cut, and there's a slice veneer. Sawn cut, it's a simple way of describing it. You just take a block of wood and you sawn a piece of it. So when you look at it, it's exactly as if it was a solid piece of wood. There are different types of floors that are rotary. So then you see, the repetitive grain because it's just like it's peeling off from a log. But this is as natural as any solid piece of wood would be. With the difference that instead of us wasting 19 millimeter of wood of natural resource to make one piece like this, we can probably make 3 of them.
So it's more environmentally
It's a lot more environment. Not only it's more stable, it's more reliable. It's a lot more environmental friendly as well.
Okay, so using engineered wood with the 3 mm wear layer, you essentially have enough room to refinish it if you needed to, right?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that because it's one of the main concerns when it comes to engineered. A lot of people still have the perception that real wood, it's a solid piece of wood because of how many times can they sand it. First of all, this wood has 10 coats of aluminum oxide finish on it. Aluminum oxide is the second hardest material in nature. So on a regular residential installation, on a regular wear and tear, you're probably never going to have to sand this particular piece of wood because of the resistance of the finish on it. However, if you do have to, you still have 2 or 3 sanding out of this piece, where if it was a solid piece of wood, you probably have 1 extra sanding out of it. But again, there was a perception that was used before engineered flooring was even invented, and before aluminum oxide finish was invented, where it was pretty normal to have to resand their floor every 3 or 4 years because the finish on top was not resistant enough.
So, is that the education that needs to occur with the consumer? Is that this is real wood when people speak of real wood, and this flooring does not have to be refinished often, if at all?
Yeah. This is as real wood could be. I mean, it's a piece of white oak, like we said, with different types of finishes and stains, and this would be a lot more resistant than any 3/4 solid that has been installed in the past, or that another concern that one will have is that they wanted to have unfinished floors, sanded on spot. It's good to bring it to their attention, or to the consumer attention, that the type of finish applied on this kind of applications, where the aluminum oxide finish can never be reproduced or reapplied or applied on a regular sanding and finish installation, because this type of finish can only be dried industrially. I mean, there's special machines and special lights that, in other words, you cannot go to a house and apply this type of finish. So pre-finished floors, engineered floors, aluminum oxide, I mean, there's nothing, you cannot reproduce that as we used to back in the day when the floor was 90% was installed and finished on site.
Daniel, if what I'm hearing you say, this is more durable, more dimensionally stable, and will last longer than solid.
Basically, yes. This is definitely more stable than solid, for sure, because of the construction, as I said earlier. The finish applied on this particular piece of wood, being a pre-finished, cannot be reproduced on a regular unfinished installation where one we have to send and refinish on site. On a regular commercial or residential installation, depending on the where, you might not have to ever send it, especially in residential. Commercial,
Right.
there's more. But what I'm saying is that yes, there's nothing you can do on a piece of solid wood, install, sand, and finish today that will be nearly as resistant as this particular finishing.
That's
right.
great. So if you're a designer, an architect, a general contractor, and durability is a concern, you would never steer someone away from going with an engineered product?
Not at all. Not at all. Actually, I'll steer them towards the engineered flooring.
Thanks for watching. If you found this information valuable, click on the link below for your free A-Wood sample binder.